Round number 1. Jason Herzog is the referee. Tonight's Fight Clock is sponsored by Ace Combat Assault Horizon in stores October 11th for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. They didn't wait for my promo read, did they?
They did not. We got to tell them about that because this fight is starting off fast.
Luis Santos is in the blue trunks. Ben Saunders is in the black trunks.
No respect for our sponsors from Ben Saunders, throwing head kicks from the get-go.
Knee from Santos.
Do not grab the cage.
Santos lifting up Ben Saunders.
They're trying to take him down, but man, lifting a guy and not getting the takedown, it's a lot of energy.
Bit of a stalemate. For Jason Herzog taking a really close look.
Yeah, but it's really interesting that a guy like Santos, who's so confident with his Muay Thai, went in for the takedown. He did not like what he was seeing in the stand-up. Grabbed the top of the fence. That is illegal. Crowd not appreciating that too much.
Santos now throwing the knee into the thigh. Santos said, "I want to counter every strike." Santos, 50 wins, and yet really, with all of his Muay Thai, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, black belt in Judo, he thinks of himself as a counter striker.
Now, he certainly does. He's very smart. I like the game plan I saw against Dan Hornbuckle. He's a smart guy. He's a thinking man's fighter. Here you see Ben Saunders going rubber guard here.
Well, so much for Muay Thai and MMA gloves as we're to the ground. Rubber guard indeed from the American Ben Saunders. Brazilian Luis Santos. You see posturing up on both knees.
Now Santos against Hornbuckle got takedowns, got on top, did not do a lot with it. Seemed content to stall, but now he's caught
into the triangle. Saunders looking to finish. Santos raising up,
trying to pull his head out.
No panic from Luis Santos, and he pops his head out.
It's a reverse triangle, but he also has an omoplata on the right side if he can get it. He needs to roll his hips out.
Saunders looking for the omoplata, the shoulder lock, and also throwing the left hands.
Well, he can even gogoplata if he can get that chin in front of Santos's throat.
Look at those cool, calm, collected left hands there by Saunders.
Yeah, Saunders showing that he is very well-rounded in this fight.
Saunders just jackhammering with those straight lefts onto the jaw.
You see Santos now trying to hide his jaw. He's actually getting beaten up on top in MMA. That's very rare. Now trying to straighten that arm out, turning it into an arm lock. He can straighten that all the way out.
Luis Santos trying to move, trying to yank his left arm free.
Now so much stress now on the left shoulder of Santos.
Oh, there's a lot of crank on that shoulder, Jimmy.
Let's go, guys. We gotta go.
Straight arm, omoplata combo there. And Santos is just stuck.
More jackhammer lefts now from Ben Saunders, flat on his back. Thumbs up there from Luis Santos to our referee, Jason Herzog.
He's not in a position right now to be submitted unless the angle gets worse, but he also can't pull his arm out. Now committing to the omoplata, it looks like, is Ben Saunders.
One of the many great things about MMA, Jimmy, is we think a fight is going to be one thing. Fighters tell us it's going to be one thing, and it's something else entirely.
Trying to get underneath the leg of Santos. One defense of the omoplata is to roll out of it. He doesn't want to see Santos do that.
Closing in on 1 minute remaining in round number 1. Saunders still with wrist control.
Now looks like he's bringing his hips up, might be thinking triangle. And Santos totally on the defensive here. Not able to get anything done in the guard of Ben Saunders. Now back to close guard.
Santos right into the guard and back to rubber guard.
Oh, I love stuff like this as a jiu-jitsu guy. Seeing someone be so aggressive with the submissions, not trying to stall, going for the finish, doing damage.
Look at the flexibility of Ben Saunders.
A guy this tall and flexible is so hard to get. Same thing.
Now the triangle, and he is cracking down.
It's a reverse. Look,
does he have time to finish? Closing seconds of round 1.
Trying to crank the shoulder. It's reverse. It's not a standard triangle. It's cranking the shoulder. Very hard to get a choke from here, but it can be done.
Santos just trying to hold on, waiting for the bell. Saunders continuing to throw those short right hammer fists. What a round.
I know you're almost there, but you got to do
Let's
something.
take you into the corner of Ben Saunders.
Go in for the stand-up. Here.
Hey, Ben, that was perfect. Okay. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath.
Take a little drink, man.
Hey, man, you just took his heart.
Guess what? You controlled the ground. That was his game. You started off with a kick. Just beautiful, man. It was beautiful. You know you can beat him standing up. And now he knows you can beat him on the ground.
I think you should do the same thing. Yep, same thing. It threw him off, and then you blast and he wanted to take you down because you took his heart. Hey, just don't get over it. Watch him throw that 2-3. That's what he's going to do.
Now he knows you. Now he knows you can beat him both standing up and on the ground.
Ben, that was perfect.
Way out. Get the water.
That was perfect.
Get the water.
Get tough now. Come on. That was perfect.
There you see Jade Bryce, Mercedes Terrell, our Bellator girls, with us here at Buffalo Run Casino Resort in Miami, Oklahoma. A sold-out crowd in attendance for Bellator 53.
My favorite co-workers, no offense, Sean.
Second round, buddy, you ready?
None
Buddy, you
taken,
ready?
Jimmy.
Fight.
Heading into round number 2 of the second welterweight tournament semifinal. Jimmy, on your scorecard.
10-9, Ben Saunders. Whoa!
Saunders dropped there.
I say 10-9 Ben Saunders. Wouldn't call it 10-8, didn't do that much damage, but certainly controlled by Ben Saunders in that first round. Now back to the guard.
Luis Santos is in the blue trunks. Ben Saunders is in the black trunks. Again, the winner of this fight through to the welterweight tournament championship here in season 5.
Man, this is just incredible flexibility from Ben Saunders. Great rubber guard work. Really amazing stuff. You don't see this that often.
Saunders 6'3", weighing in at 170.5 pounds. Santos tall for a welterweight at 6'1", but 2 inches shorter than his opponent. So much pressure on the shoulder of Luis Santos thus far.
The problem you're going to find is we don't know how the judges see this kind of work. Santos is on top. He's not getting anything done. It's you know, Ben Saunders doing all the work. Now looking to crank the shoulder, trying to go Kimura. This is bad. Able to roll out.
Rolling out. And back to rubber guard for Ben Saunders with a big smile on his face, now locking up a triangle.
Wow, once again locking up that reverse triangle, not a standard triangle.
How cool does Ben Saunders look from his back in this fight, Jimmy?
And he looks fantastic. And this has been a jiu-jitsu black belt, a judo black belt, a guy who knows what he is doing on the ground.
Santos has been stuck with his arm in for so much of this fight. Just like that. Look at the pressure.
Thing is, I don't think he likes what he's seeing on the feet. So it's making him hesitant to just stall out or maybe pull out. You saw him dive back into the guard of Ben Saunders, and that's a bad idea.
You see Saunders with the left wrist control.
Once again, cranking the shoulder, going omoplata.
Santos continuing to try to move.
You only have the back of the head.
Saunders still trying to work. Cranking the shoulder, controlling the wrist, now throwing those shots, hammer fist to the ribs of Luis Santos.
You have to wonder what Santos is thinking at this point. Do I hold on, wait for the referee to stand us up? Does he believe he's winning the round? Those are vital questions. I don't believe he is, but I have a long relationship and appreciation with jiu-jitsu. I really appreciate what Ben Saunders is doing here. Will the judges agree?
Sneaky little left there into the jaw thrown by Saunders.
Just keep working here, fighter. Keep working.
See Santos just with his left arm stuck, as it was for so much of round number 1.
And now committing to the omoplata. He might get it here. So much pressure on the shoulder.
Oh, incredible torque. Saunders now looking to finish here in the closing stages of round 2.
Santos has to move here. He's in big trouble.
Big unfettered shots from Saunders.
Not only for the submission, but from the ground and pound. He cannot move. He cannot defend himself.
Saunders just looked to his corner. They said, keep punching.
That's the question. Does he go hard for submission? Might turn it into a wrist lock here. Might turn it into a wrist lock.
Oh, that's incredible torque.
Santos trying to roll out of it, but he can't. Just cannot get the momentum. He's stuck.
You see Santos trying to somersault his way out of this terrible position. Santos trying to get through, and he does now close his guard.
Now it's Ben Saunders on top. He has no fear of the guard, posturing right up.
How tough, how flexible is Luis Santos? Final minute of round 2. Oh, I love this fight.
Yeah, just a ton of heart. We're seeing a lot of position you don't often see in an MMA fight. Spectacular fight.
Again, both fighters said, I want to showcase my Muay Thai. I want to keep this fight standing. I believe my opponent wants to keep this fight standing. Again, the beauty of MMA.
And it's been a jiu-jitsu match from start to finish. A jiu-jitsu match that has been owned by Ben Saunders so far. Oh, good right hand.
Open guard now from Santos as he ate those shots. Now digging the left hands to the rib cage is Ben Saunders. Santos trying to close guard. Saunders again looking to his corner.
He just is not controlling the head of Ben Saunders. Saunders is posturing up and letting go.
Saunders continuing to be active from this top position. The end of round 2.
Real careful the back of the head for me, okay? Real careful.
And Luis Santos.
Você vem pra ganhar, caralho. Porra, você vem pra ganhar essa porra, velho. Não, vem pra ganhar, velho.
Into the corner of Luis Santos. Of course, the Brazilian speaking Portuguese in the corner.
Entendeu?
Let's see if we can get a look at some of that groundwork. Isolating the arm, turning it into a Kimura modified omoplata. Santos able to roll out and end up on top. And later on, cranking that omoplata. Beautiful positioning, great hip pressure. Santos not able to roll out, but Ben Saunders not able to finish the fight with either the submission or the ground and pound.
On October 29th at the Great Memorial Hall in Kansas City, Kansas, Bellator's reigning 170-pound world champion Ben Askren will face Jay Hieron in Askren's first title defense. The winner of that fight will face the winner of this Season 5 welterweight tournament. This is our second welterweight tournament semifinal for a place in this tournament championship and into round 3. Jimmy, how do you see this fight?
Oh, 2 rounds to none for Ben Saunders, 20-18. The only question would be, would you give either one of those a 10-8 round, which you certainly could.
Luis Santos is in the blue trunks. Ben Saunders is in the black trunks. A world title shot and a check for $100,000 to the winner of this tournament. Douglas Lima already through.
Santos rolling around, looking for a leg lock. Went heel hook, okay, he's maybe going for a knee bar, but nice pressure by Ben Saunders, putting a lot of weight on that leg. And once again, we are on the ground. Did not really expect this.
Big left hands there from Saunders. The vast majority of this fight has been on the ground.
And it is showcased for the second fight in a row the outstanding jiu-jitsu game of Ben Saunders.
And again, Luis Santos holds the rank of black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Also a black belt in judo.
He's got his head under the armpit. That usually means he's going for the arm triangle.
Saunders coming out of Jeet Kune Do, martial art most closely associated with the great Bruce Lee. Saunders began in JKD when he was 14 years old. Now going for a key lock is Ben Saunders.
Very hard to finish that from half guard, but he is cranking it.
A lot of crank.
Almost tapping is Santos. See that hand raised.
Santos trying to give the thumbs up to referee Jason Herzog. Oh, there's so much torque again. He tapped. And there's the tap. Submission win for Ben Saunders, and he joins Douglas Lima in the tournament championship.
Unbelievable performance by Ben Saunders. Phenomenal jiu-jitsu.
Jimmy, you and I have done close to 1,000 fights that is only the third time that you and I have ever called a fight in which a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt from Brazil has tapped.
You can see why, with the pressure he was putting on that key lock, that Americana, just cranking it like crazy, was even in half guard, didn't even pass guard. In half guard, cranking that Americana, beautiful finish.